Welcome to Jokakaka. I'm Jim.
I'm Sam.
And normally we do like a JoJolion recap thing where the new chapter comes out and we talk about it. But yet because it's on hiatus, we thought we'd actually dive into the Thus Spoke Rohan Kishibe one-shots.
Yeah, I have not read any of them. I only watched the one OVA we did an episode on, and you're up to date on them. So I'm probably going to save reading them for when we do these, because I kind of go in there with a fresh mind.
Yeah, so in this episode, we're going to be talking about the very first one that was released.
Also, so the one thing, the titles are like episodes, and episodes are all out of order, so it's kind of confusing.
Yeah, hold on. I wanted to actually bring that up. I wanted to look up a list.
If I remember, this one's like episode 16.
Number 60.
Shut up. Alright, so and this one's like...
Hold on, wait one sec. I just wanted to get up...
The full title of this chapter?
Yeah. Yeah, so basically, I feel like there are a lot of JoJo fans that have started watching the anime that might have jumped into the manga that don't know about these. Yeah. So basically, Araki occasionally has done one-shots where he revisits his favorite character, Rohan, everyone's favorite mangaka.
Yeah, from part 4.
Yeah, and he ends up in these various different situations doing kind of giving Araki gives Rohan little like stories that kind of flesh out the JoJo universe.
Yeah, it's called Thus Spoke Rohan
Kishibe. So yeah, the first episode is called At the Confessional, but it's actually numbered episode 16.
Yeah, they're all over the place. It's kind of confusing.
Yeah, so he's actually didn't do any for like 10 years after this initial one.
Yeah, started in 2013 or something, I think. Or
yeah, the next one came out in 2008, so it's really funny going through them now. I've read about half of them. I figured I'll probably just wait until...
Also kind of weird how, like...
we tackle them later.
He, like, came back to him, like, so many years after.
Yeah, it really shows, like... Even, like, there's a little nod in, part 6 about Rohan.
Yeah.
He clearly loves Rohan.
Yeah, like, it's not a self-insert character. Or it's kind of a self-insert character.
Yeah, if not, it's a partially self-insert. But so, yeah, if you have been following the news, JoJo news, whatever... They recently made an OVA last year of Millionaire Village, which is actually the third one-shot that he made. Which we have an episode talking about it. Maybe I'll link it. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I liked reading it better.
Yeah.
Personally,
I didn't read that one. Probably will go back and read it. This one is there's a second one coming out I think this summer.
Yeah, that one's going to be based off of the second episode. So maybe we'll try and do that before that comes out.
Yeah.
These are going to be shorter episodes. Don't worry.
Yeah. These are just like something to do for a hiatus for this. And it's something I had never read before in JoJo, so...
And it's really fun to be like, oh my god, there's like 8 new chapters of JoJo that I've never read before.
Yeah.
The one thing I wanted to say, we're going to spoil these, so I highly recommend, if you're a JoJo fan, just go and read it right now. It will take you like 10 minutes. Just a regular JoJo chapter,
it's
especially...
It's only like 48 pages, I think, when I read it around 40.
Yeah, I literally just blazed through it again. It's a really great story. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I think I noticed from watching the OVA and this one, it isn't much, like, there may be stands, but a lot of it, Rohan doesn't use his that much. Like, it's more supernatural events happening, like how the ghost stuff was in part 4, where this is like...
It's just,
supernatural part of the world that exists. That's
a good comparison. I always forget about the fact that...
It's weird.
There's, what's her name? The girl... fuck. But yeah, our favorite girl. Remy, yeah. Who is just a ghost, and they've never really go into the idea that she has a stand, or... It's
always the weirdest thing in part 4, where, like, this kind of weird, like, small town, down-to-earth kind of thing goes into, like... weird ghost stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where stands, you get used to stand, but then like, okay, there's ghosts now.
I feel like small towns and ghosts kind of go hand in hand, though.
Yeah.
They're definitely... There has been like a lot of stories about that in the past.
Also Araki uses like the most like one of the basic ghost stories or killer spooky stories for Remy. So. All
right, so yeah, we're gonna jump right into Thus Spoke Rohan Kishibe, episode 16 at the Confessional.
First chapter of the actual Thus Spoke Rohan.
Yeah, if you were to compile it. So basically, this was written during part 5. So
okay.
Because it's 1997.
Yeah.
So
okay, this one was like 97, then it kind of jumped.
Yeah, the next one was 2008. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, over 10 years. It's crazy. But also by the way, we're only going to be talking about the first chapter.
I could definitely tell because the one dude kind of looked like a part 5 with a
very much. Yeah.
With his hair.
It's really It's fun to like go back and read these though, because you're like, oh my god, this is what like JoJo was for years and years. This is what JoJo looked like.
Rohan's a character that looked like his like part 4 artwork, where the other characters look more like the part 5 like villain art, where that like.
Mm-hmm. It's funny though, because like Rohan, especially in this one, the first panel, Rohan's face almost has like a part 3 like squareness to it.
Yeah, the shade and like the shading too, like the side, like the cheek, like downward shadow, like Jojo's head.
It's just I would love to do a video one day if my editing skills ever like are interested enough in doing this, of like kind of looking at JoJo characters through the years.
Yeah.
Because like if you look at Rohan in this chapter, you definitely can see, especially in his face, like where things went, especially into like part 7, part 8 currently.
Yeah.
And it's really, I don't know, I just love looking at his art. Yeah. So, all right, I'm going to just run through the story really quick.
Yeah.
Rohan goes to Venice.
He goes to Italy because he has an injury on his hand, so he's taking a break.
Yeah, and he wants like some experience, so he brings his camera and he's taking pictures,
even where he's not supposed to.
Yeah.
Like he's at like a do not touch museum and then like touching all the things like a little child.
Yeah, it's really fun to get Rohan's perspective, because like I feel like this is pretty much just Araki's perspective of like every time he goes somewhere he probably takes like a million pictures or things that like an artist would do, where
they try to get the like the venue or the setting like perfect. Like I always get that with all the around the world settings, especially with like 5 all around like Italy. I could tell Araki probably went there, and Morio's probably like a small town he was from for all we.
Yeah, Morio. I don't know if there probably is a town that it's like based off of, but it feels like. I don't know, it has such a distinct
I'm not
feeling to it.
If he went to Florida, God help him if he did. Maybe he just went to Disney and like...
That's the thing that like blows me away about part 5, or part 6, is it really looks and feels like Florida. Like, there's a part where they're on the highway, like going to Disney World, and it looks exactly like...
It's just a weird long strip of highway leading to Disneyland.
But if you've ever been to like Disneyland or Disney World and like in Florida, you know like... The land's very flat. There's seldom trees, but like he nails it in a funny way, which I.
He also gets like the marsh part too, like when like, they're doing like the community service kind of thing.
Yeah, part 6 might be a bit of a mess, but like I really do like the setting. I think the setting is utilized really well.
Florida woman and Florida men uniting.
So yeah, basically, so he's in Venice, and then he has like a tour guide or something, and the tour guide's like, hey look, here, us Catholics, what we do is we have a confessional booth, so when you have sins, you go in, and then a priest goes in, and then you confess your sins.
In typical Araki fashion, explains like one specific thing to like, to like extent detail, like how it works and the point of it and everything, and you know you're not really supposed to go into it like like he's doing without like actually confessing, but he just wants to take a picture.
Well, first off, he's not Catholic.
Yeah, which is not Catholic.
Which is funny. And then, he goes in... So, Rohan goes into the priest side of it, thinking... Because, he mixes it up. And then some dude comes in who can't see, because Araki painstakingly explains, in a confessional booth, you can't see the other person.
Yeah, usually...
You only hear them.
Yeah, I mean, usually not darkened like that. It's usually just, like, it's...
There's a screen, yeah.
Yeah, the screen's, like... And also, like, it's kind of covers up everything, so, like...
So what this does is, it makes the entire, like... chapter that we read essentially just a frame story.
Yeah, it's Guy's story.
So we have this guy who he essentially tells a story about when he was younger. He worked.
He has fucking hair.
He looks very part 5 villain. Like he looks like he would be right next to like White Album or Metallica.
just that weird hair.
Yeah, the hair really makes it. I like his I don't know. He's got, like, even the clothing.
Even the beggar that comes up to him in the story like looks like a weird part 5 like monstrosity.
Yeah,
man.
So this Asian dude who they specifically say this Asian beggar comes up and he's like, please give me food, I have never eaten 5 days. And then our main character now is like kind of a dick about it, and he's like, hey, I work all the time, I don't get to have a girlfriend, why should you get food when I have to work all the time and you don't work?
Yeah, he's like, hey, I get paid to get food, like if you want to get food you have to do some work for me, and then I'll feed you or whatever. You can't pay. You have to feed your respects again.
He's very entitled. He's a very entitled protagonist.
Very tired worker.
So yeah, then he essentially just works the old man to exhaustion, and he dies.
Yeah, like a bunch of bags like fall on him, or he collapses under the bags. He said he had to eat in 5 days.
Yeah, and I forget. I don't know if they even gave the main character name, but he's particularly an asshole. He's like, hey, you're not carrying enough bags, and he starts like smacking him and like throwing more bags on him. So then, when the old man dies, under the table of the main character sitting at, we see like the corpse.
He thinks he died, but then he gets grabbed by him. Like he's like, oh, wow, he's actually alive or whatever. It felt like.
Yeah, but he also sees the body over there too.
Well, it's weird.
So that's why he's immediately confused.
He's seeing double.
Yeah. So then, the parent. So this weird specter, this kind of demonic figure under him is like, yeah, now you took advantage of me at my time of need. I will be back for you in your time of need, and like
when you're at your happiest, I will be there to take it all away from you.
Essentially. So then, flash forward, this guy apparently is a genius, and he discovers that corn can be used to make like snacks.
Yeah, he gets like all this luck, like becoming like a super rich. He gets like a supermodel wife, and like he has a daughter.
It's just tons of servants. He has a huge mansion.
Yeah, there's like 15 servants and like 3 drivers. It's like, yeah.
And he also appears to not have aged a day.
Yeah.
So I assume this took maybe like 5 years. We jump ahead like 5 years.
Yeah. 5 or 6.
So then, in like sort of the climax of this, him and his daughter are chilling out in like some, just like main square, some forum.
Like a park or something.
His daughter tries to throw a piece of corn into her mouth, and she misses, and she starts laughing at herself. And he's like, haha, silly daughter. And then
she grabs him by the neck.
She grabs him by the neck and then shoots her tongue out. This is what I love so much about this. Her tongue becomes like the horrifying Asian man's face.
Yeah.
He's like, I came back for you. It's like super dramatic.
Yeah, he like possesses the daughter to like get his revenge on him. But then like
he makes him play. He's like, you know that game your daughter was just playing where she threw a corn up and caught it?
He's like worthy of like you have to be worthy of this like if his luck was normal to you or was it like given to you. There's one way to find out. And the popcorn game she was playing, he has to do it 3 times in a row. They throw up like above the light post.
He's thrown above a telephone or a lamppost, which I assume is like over 10 feet tall.
And then you have to catch it in his mouth 3 times in a row. And this is what felt like a weird part 4 stand battle. Like it reminded me a lot of like Rock Paper Scissors Kid and like that those kind of weird ones like the snake like the beetle fighting. This is one of those weird stand battles. This is not a stand battle, but still it felt like one of those weird like encounters. This is like what
peak JoJo for me. I love the way it captures his desperation. Like it slows down time. So I mean, like him throwing a piece of corn and catching it would take like 2 seconds in real life, but it slows down time and agonizingly shows like every motion he makes. Like he throws the corn, oh my god, is it gonna make it? And then it like just barely makes it.
And the fact it gets more and more ridiculous as it goes on. Each throw is like amazing.
So first it's just him, and then he has to worry about the sun. Then the pigeons show up, and then
every time like you try to move around, like you can't move. Like this is your test. You can't try to get around it. You can't like delay this. Or if you don't do it, I will kill you right as you stand. So the first one he throws in the sun, but he manages to like get it into his mouth by like leaning.
It like hits his cheek and it rolls slowly. Oh, I just love it. I love like the fucking art so much. Like something so mundane as throwing up a piece of popcorn, catching it in your mouth is like the most intense life or death game. And then the second one, he throws it again, and then pigeons start to see it. So in order to stop pigeons from eating the one from the sky, he ends up ripping open all the ones he has, all the other popcorn. But that just causes more pigeons to come by. So then with the last one, he lights the popcorn on fire.
As you do.
And throws it, but because the popcorn was on fire and the sun was on fire,
you couldn't see it.
It made him blind. I don't understand the logic behind that one.
It blended in too much, I guess.
If it would have just been like the sun blinded him, it would have made sense. But the fact that Araki says, oh no, the popcorn was also on fire. Because it was hot like the sun, it made it impossible to see.
I guess.
But then, what's just like, I love this chapter so much because like, so it goes up in the sky, and then the second that it misses his mouth, like it hits his shoulder, and then his head just gets lopped right off, like
instantly.
Yeah, literally instantly. It is awesome.
Brutal.
I'm trying to skip ahead to that part. Yeah, the fucking... and the art is just awesome, as you'd expect. Like, tons of crazy poses, like, insane action lines everywhere.
Yeah. So, it cuts back with, like, Rohan's like, wait, if you're here, like, but you died in the story, like, it doesn't make sense.
Then, which I should have mentioned this earlier, we see the person leave the confessional booth was actually one of the servants that attended him. So this whole thing had been a long con where the guy that originally was had killed the Asian man, he got plastic surgery and forced one of his servants to get plastic surgery to like swap identities, fucking face-off style. And then so he actually ends up skirting the price for now, but then we see the corpse of the Asian man and the corpse of his headless plastic surgery servant say, you tricked us. We just have to make sure that you don't do anything this time. So presumably they just follow him forever. So he just has these two corpses, or at least these two ghost corpses following him for the rest of time. Because we see them like leaving with him.
It's weird. Ron's like, that was weird. I don't know what happened to them, but it was weird.
I love how Rohan is so unfazed. Because at this point he's seen some shit. Like he's
seen ghosts.
Yeah, he's just a fly on the wall. He just wants inspiration for his manga. So he's like, I guess I'll come back maybe a year or two later to see how that guy's doing.
Yeah, if maybe come back to Confessional, I'll find out. Which, who knows?
Yeah, so it kind of ends on that funny note.
But
I really
liked it. No, like this a good one shot.
Yeah, this is something that I love. Like I love horror, and this is kind of like horror adjacent. It's not. I wouldn't really call it like straight up horror, but it really gives me like Junji Ito vibes. Kind of like I feel like Araki has always had that Ito inspiration, especially in the newer parts.
Yeah.
But I love that kind of like taking a mundane thing and making it like life or death, super extreme.
Mm-hmm.
It really perfectly fits with JoJo, I think.
Yeah, it was just really crazy. It felt like JoJo. Like it didn't feel like trying to be something else. It still felt like JoJo was like not having like stands or like actual like fight.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think it's cool. It doesn't like just because this is the time. Like Araki's already 3 parts in doing stands, but he doesn't feel constrained to be like, oh no, it's actually a stand. It's like what was the one on the back that gets on Rohan's back?
Oh, Cheap Trick.
It's not like he just is like, oh, this is like Cheap Trick. Like they never show anything that looks really like a stand. The closest thing is when the ghost kind of possesses the daughter's tongue, and
it felt more like a curse stand, like Anubis was in part 3, where it was just like a stand that could possess people like that.
I don't want to like spoil anything, but most of these stories seem to be more like curse inspired.
Yeah.
I don't even think I think you see Heaven's Door like one time.
Oh, that one OVA we watched, that one had like Heaven's Door in it for like a second before it like say, oh, it doesn't work.
Oh yeah, and he cheated or whatever.
Yeah.
Or he had broken the rules of politeness.
Something like that. But that was also like felt like actual like you were sure that like the whole place was a stand, like a weird stand.
I really like that.
Because part of it gave us that like idea of like the trees can be stand, like, stuff like other than people can have stands. Like we have humans and animals can have stands, but like trees also, because they're living creatures, that they can have stands.
That's like a really cool idea actually, because we don't really go.
Shakedown Road was like that.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So.
Yeah, that's I was thinking as like the trees as like the manifestation of the millionaire village.
Yeah, that too.
That's because I think that kind of works.
That too.
But yeah, it's just really cool to see him working in supernatural. I love supernatural horror, and like definitely the next one when we talk about that's very horror.
Yeah,
it's a lot more gruesome. This one it has that one scene where he gets his head chopped off, but it's more like this kind of like tense situation.
Yeah, I like Rohan is still like Rohan, like he's still like first part he's still an asshole. He does whatever he wants, like, but like he's still lovable. He's
such a pleasant character to have.
I know,
because he's just so funny and he behaves in a way that like a protagonist normally doesn't.
Yeah, I'm so surprised like Araki does, like he does like these like one shots like this. Like I thought he didn't do like other one shots with like other characters, like just other stuff. Like I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I think the closest we ever get is
like how's it probably
the end of part 5 when he did that. The prequel comic,
the Rolling Stone one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised like like something like baby like Kid Jolene adventure with her with I don't know.
Oh my god, I would love that.
Like
Jojo or just Jotaro and Jolene.
Yeah.
As like a little girl. There's that one guy on YouTube that does those little animations.
Yeah.
Where it's like little girl Jolene and it's fucking adorable. But I would love to see something like that.
Something like like that, or like something like Polnareff did between like part 3 and hit where you end up at 5. Like something like that would have been cool. So like little things like that, or even like more like Adventures of Johnny. Like like
especially because. Well, I guess we do know how Johnny's story ends,
but like the ones before that, before he has to like do all this crazy shit. But I guess that's like most of it. He didn't really age that like high, like far.
No, so it seems like it takes place pretty close.
Or even just like the pre-adventures of like Hot Pants or something like that. or Diego or more Diego adventures.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of fun stuff. I think I just thought of a great movie they could make where it's like a Baby's Day Out style thing, but it's Jotaro and with a baby JoJolion. And yeah, and Jotaro has to keep using Star Platinum to stop cars from hitting JoJolion as a baby.
Uncle Josuke and
that'd be so good. Oh my god.
And Koi and I guess Baby Giorno bits. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be the sequel. We'd introduce Baby Giorno. But I think that would be so funny is they have to use their stands to stop Baby JoJolion from getting into trouble. Or she's getting in a pit with a gorilla and then Jotaro has to punch the gorilla. And then we found out it's actually the stand user strength from...
Strength?
Yeah.
Oh my.
And then they fist bump.
I would love more of it. More of a lot of the other side stuff is that Araki kind of made canon. Purple Haze Feedback. That's a light novel, but that was made canon. But Araki did the artwork I think for the stands in that one and the characters. And I kind of wish it's that one would get he would do that's all written out, but just do the art completely for a manga form version of it.
Yeah,
really
kind
cool,
of just.
But cause I like the one the one light novel was pretty much canon.
Unlike George Joestar.
George Joestar's weird.
It's a fucking mess.
But yeah, I'm not sure because Purple Haze Feedback. I reading a little bit about it, and all the stands in are just as overpowered it seems as Purple Haze. So it's kind of interesting. I would love that if you did a manga version of that, over a side project he worked on.
Yeah,
but that's just me.
There's something else I wanted to say.
About
yeah, I feel like JoJo. I mean, I love JoJo, but I always wonder if Araki's kind of running out of steam or if he's running out of ideas. I would be so okay if he were to end JoJo, give JoJo a nice ending, but then just do one shots or do horror comics. I think that'd be really cool.
Or just short,
or he's less constrained.
Not even parts, just story, a couple chapters,
arcs.
Yeah, Baby JoJolion Adventures.
Yeah.
Or, Giorno running the Passione Avengers.
Yeah, there's a whole ton of stuff they could do with that. That'd be who doesn't love Giorno? I mean, Giorno's the most popular JoJo.
Polnareff working for the Speedwagon Foundation kind of adventures. I don't know, that kind of stuff.
Or even just, not even JoJo
or
stuff.
The ultimate, team up, that's not a video game, that's not Eyes of Heaven, of, weird characters transcending time, teaming up like that. But in manga form, it'd be a lot more fun.
Yeah.
But that's just we're just kind of just throwing shit out there. Yeah, that's what we would like. But who knows? Maybe Araki does have a part 9 planned out. Who knows?
Yeah, he might. I think, I don't know. Mother's Basement recently did a video where he went into JoJo. And he said a lot of, frankly incorrect things, which made me angry. Mostly just opinions. But he did also bring up how Araki doesn't really have things planned out. He doesn't seem to have, a... you know how some writers, John Hickman, has, fucking binders and binders of stories planned for years and years.
Comic books, I think, are easier because you can have all these ideas for certain characters, until you get it eventually, you can still have them plan out. Where, Araki, you can tell with certain parts, there was stuff being set up early on that didn't really go into the end.
He very, naturally and organically flows his stories. He doesn't try and have a rigid structure.
With part 8 though is where he has to make it a mystery. That's the thing though. That's the problem of his. He had to have an idea where he wanted to go. Is this one if that was his idea?
That's why. Yeah, I really want to see how part 8 wraps. Just because
everyone does.
Yeah, that's true.
So we're talking about every episode. Where's this gonna end?
Because I really am just how are some of these threads gonna get wrapped up?
Who knows?
But yeah, we did a whole rant about that.
Pretty much.
But yeah, so what do you think overall?
Yeah, very good. I'm excited to read more of these, except for that Versace one or the Gucci.
The Versace one, yeah, I think it's Versace. It sucks. It's literally, I think Versace just paid Araki to do an ad, and then he's like, all right, and it sucks, and I hate it. It's really good though. It looks really good.
But we probably skipped that one.
No, we'll do that one.
I'm gonna say to get to the Tonio one.
The Tonio Trendy one's my favorite. So, I haven't read them all. I know he just made a new one.
And you haven't read that one?
No, I've only read the first 6, I think. He's done 8 or 9 total.
Alright.
Alright, so that's gonna wrap it up for now.
Alright, I guess where can they find us then, Jim?
So yeah, we're on YouTube. We're called Jokakaka. We also do a side podcast called The Nyancast.
Or this could be the side podcast, wherever way you want to go.
That's true.
Wherever way you view this podcast.
I think they're two
parallel
coexisting
parallel.
They're 2 coexisting parallel podcasts. One is more One has more episodes, but the other one is more popular.
You also can follow Neoncast on Twitter.
You can also follow Sam on Twitter.
Yeah, at Jokakaka. And anything else?
The Neoncast is also on iTunes. Follow us there.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to write in, I have the shit somewhere.
Email like in the deep cellar, locked up somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere hidden.
Haven't seen the day of light for like maybe there's something there, maybe not. Maybe it's cough when you open it up instead of
a couple flies.
Instead of the door opening, it would just like be a coughing noise.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be back next month whenever that part 8 chapter like 76 I think it is comes out. So long as go on hiatus again.
Yeah, I'm so looking forward to that.
Our next Jokakaka should be Ozone Baby, I think part 4. If that's going to be the title of it, unless that's going to be something.
I think so.
Let's quickly end it and go into another thing to call it something else. Mm-hmm. So, yep. So I guess that's it.
All right.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.